Welcome to Arsenal Unlocked, welcome to the Red Vault, and welcome to Christos Tzolis. The Gunners have secured their second signing of the summer transfer window. For a fee reported to be in the region of £35 million, Christos joins us from Club Brugge in the Belgian League. And all I have to say, first of all, is welcome to Arsenal FC. I think when it comes to this one, it's one that's not going to catch a lot of people by surprise. It seems to have been pretty much done for a few weeks, maybe even a month or so now, and it really was about confirmation. With Trossard moving to Besiktas, it was kind of a deal that we knew was going to be done, a like for like, if you will. But I will say this, replacing Leandro Trossard is going to be no small feat. He has big shoes to fill. Trossard was able to forge out a career for himself at Arsenal, where he was able to rise to the big occasions and deliver in key moments. And whether or not Tzolis can do that is something that we're going to have to wait and see. Like Trossard, he operates primarily as a left winger, but has that ability to drift into central positions, take shots from outside of the box, and really produce moments. I think there's kind of been an expectation that he's coming in as a kind of second string player. But, watching some of his highlights, I really want to see what he can contribute. I don't think, at least for him, in terms of his ambition, he's viewing himself as a second string player, someone that's just going to be sitting on the bench. I think he's come to the club, and I'm sure that Arteta and others around the club have brought him to the club because they believe he can contribute meaningfully to what we're going to be doing in the next season or so. From what I have seen of him, there's one thing that I really do love, and it stands out. I'm sure it's been the case for most of you too, and that's his ability to take shots from outside the box. His ball striking ability seems phenomenal. I've seen him put it in the top bins countless times through the highlights that I've seen. And that seems to be something that we've been targeting recently. You look at someone like Eze, who came in and even last season was able to produce moments like that, where he was able to kind of take the ball and put it right in the top corner. It is an invaluable asset to have. Then, of course, you look at our links with Morgan Rogers. He's another player that's capable of doing that. I think when you kind of see the game state that we often find ourselves in, where we have the opponent team in a low block pressed right up in their half, you want players that are able to do something and deliver something that is truly great. In terms of competition for places, it seems to very much be a case of one out, one in, with Trossard obviously departing the club and Tzolis coming in. And then his only other competition at the moment is Martinelli, who reports seem to suggest we may be moving on from. I do wonder how much of that consideration was in place when we moved for Tzolis, because yes, he is coming from Club Brugge, but he did play for Norwich prior to that and does have experience within the Premier League, even though it may be at a younger age. In terms of value for money, £35 million in this market, I don't think you can complain. But, £35 million or £350 million. When we bring a player into this club at this level, we need them to perform. In terms of expectations for the upcoming season, then listen, I think you have to allow yourself to be surprised. I look at the season that we signed Pepe, for example, and we spent, large amount of money on securing him so that he would be kind of our main guy in that wing position. But what happened was that Saka kind of took his spot eventually. So it doesn't always end up how you think it might. I would say at this stage, do not sleep on Tzolis. Give him an opportunity because we don't know what he's capable of doing. I think another consideration to be had is that we're going to be in 4 competitions. And if you're trying to compete across all fronts, you need a squad that is full of quality. You need players that have different attributes that are appropriate for different situations. I mean, if you look at someone like Trossard, for example, when we signed him from Brighton in the January transfer window those years ago, who would have really foresaw that he would have been able to contribute at this level? He's had clutch moment after clutch moment. When it comes to the amount of football that we're going to be playing, we need different players with different attributes for different situations. And so I'm more than happy to welcome Tzolis to the club. I think we may look back at the end of the season and really view this as a shrewd piece of business. But tell me what you think. Is this a good piece of business? Is this a player that can raise our ceiling or raise our floor as a squad? How many goals do you expect him to get this season? How many assists? Can he hit double figures? And can he help us go back-to-back Premier League champions? Anyway, that's all from me for now. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. And that's one more for the Vault.